folks. How you doing? Welcome back to the Medrano Exchange podcast. I have two very special guests with me tonight. I have the I know I was gonna mess it up when I just Osundairo brothers.
Yes,
okay,
Osundairo.
thank you. Ola and Bola. I am so happy you guys decided to be able to come on to the podcast with me. Great meeting you guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
I really appreciate it. So let's kind of get into like where you guys grew up and how you guys came over and your parents.
Yeah, so my brother and I were born here in Chicago. My parents came from Nigeria.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, for some reason I thought you guys were born in Nigeria. See, that's what not even okay.
Yeah, because
so
that's what the media put out there. You feel
Okay,
they
see,
made it
that's what-
seem like we were foreigner immigrants and all that, but no, we were born here. Actually in Wrigleyville, St. Joseph Hospital. So yeah, on the north side.
Then where'd you guys go to high school or grade school?
So we went to grade school up north in Uptown. I went to Walt Disney. We went to different grade schools. He went to Greeley.
Yeah, I went to Greeley. But for high school, I was in Nigeria. I went to high school in Nigeria.
Why'd you go there?
My parents wanted me to get to know the culture and spend time with my family out there.
Yeah, so same with me. I went to high school apart. So in Nigeria, they have 6 years of high school. So I did 2 years there, and then I came back and did 4 years at Lakeview High School.
So how different was it, your schooling there than what it is here? I mean, because our system sucks. So I can't even imagine there's probably a lot better than what we have here. So,
well, one thing I definitely remember is they whoop your ass there. Like, they can flug you with cane.
Yeah.
So you only get tested on a CA test. They call it a continuous assessment test. And then you have the final exam. So those are the only 2 grades you get. So they'll assign homework. If you don't do the homework, you get whipped.
Oh,
so,
my God.
Yeah,
Really?
so it's different in that sense. Also, you can't use calculators for math, so you got to do everything off head and whatnot. So it's a lot. You got to remember things.
Yeah.
And you write out your own textbook.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Seriously?
yeah, you
Yeah.
write it out. Yeah, you don't just read the
Professor
textbook.
will be up dictating the textbook, and you'll just be there writing out the textbook.
And how long were you?
During class.
Is it the same like here, where you're in school for 6 hours or 5 hours, or is it longer there that you guys are in school for a lot longer period? Or
No, I think it's about
the same time.
It's
It's about
about
the
the same
same,
time. Yeah.
but there was no playing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
There's
you're
no-
not playing around.
There ain't no goofing around. There ain't no.
Yeah.
No.
Because I mean, there were phones. I'm older than you guys, so I'm gonna ask this question. There were no phones
And we
that
were-
you were allowed to have in the classroom or anything like that, right? Like there is now here.
People have phones, but no, you couldn't have the phone out.
Yeah.
You couldn't have the phone. Like you get like they don't play over like
You wouldn't dare bring it up.
Yeah, you
'cause
wouldn't dare.
You'll get flooded.
Yeah, you're gonna get.
So when you came back here, what was it like coming to school back here then?
Sweet. Easy. Yeah, it was pretty easy.
Really?
Yeah.
So you guys aced all the classes, I'm
Yeah.
assuming.
Oh,
because
yeah,
now
yeah. I was on the honor roll. College here, I was on the dean's list. Graduated in the honors program and all that. So
What college
is
did you go
simple.
Quincy University in Quincy, Illinois.
Okay.
Yeah, same.
Same school?
Yeah, same
Oh, okay.
college. Then I got my
how
master's at Keller.
Big
School
of an age
Management.
difference is there between the two of you?
Only 2.
Just 2 years?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're older, right? No, you're older.
No, I'm just
You're
more-
older.
He's older. I'm just more handsome.
Is that what I?
Yeah. That's all.
Nice. So once you guys got done with college, where did you guys end up going as far as working, and how did you guys get into acting and sports? I know you did some sports in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah. We played college. We both played college football.
Okay.
Yeah. After we graduated, that's when we really got into the acting scene. We started off doing extra work behind the scene, not behind the scenes, background.
What made you want to get
work.
into that to begin with?
Well, first off, I was always into acting since I was younger. I went to school for acting and biology, so I got a degree in both subjects. He started after we graduated, but that's when we got into the professional realm, when we got an agent and started going on auditions. But in college, I was in plays and doing all that.
Oh, okay. So how do
yeah.
you go out getting it? Because I did my first acting debut just not too recently.
Yeah.
How do you go about getting an agent? Like, how does that come about that you're like, okay, I want to get into acting. I'm not like their first time go around. How do you get an agent? And how does somebody say like, yeah, we'll take you without having to pay? Because it seems like a lot of these, like, I'm not going to name the company, but there's a couple companies out there like on TikTok and Facebook. Well, we're paying $160,000. We have all these open cast calls and all this bullshit. But then when you go in there and you log in, it's like, oh, well, subscription of $150 a month and blah, 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 blah. Like, get the fuck out of here. I ain't doing that shit. I know that's not the way it's supposed to work. So just school me a little bit as to like, how is it that you got an agent to begin with?
So the rule of thumb in acting is if you have to pay for it, like the agent, it's a bad agent. It's false. It's not a good agent. It's not a real agent. You don't pay for an agent. The agent only gets paid when you get paid.
Right.
So that's the rule of thumb. So it's a funny story how we got our agent in acting, or how we actually first started once we graduated. So we thought, well, my mother was driving and she saw them filming some show or a movie. Actually, they were filming Chirac with Spike Lee.
Yeah.
So she was like, hey, you guys should go over there. I know you guys are into acting. Go ask them, if you can join the film. So we went with my cousin and my brother. We went there and we thought
we had no idea how any of the stuff worked.
You're just gonna walk right up,
walk
like, hey,
and somebody
literally
that's what we did. That's what we did.
We thought they were gonna like see us and like our look and be like, yeah, we want you guys in the film. That is not what happened. So they ended up just telling us that, hey, you have to go through this casting agency, and then if we like you, they'll cast you, and then so forth.
Yeah, so the lady she was the PA for the movie, and she gave us the information of the casting agent to contact, and that's what we did. Him and my cousin were able to get on to that show, but
on Chirac?
Yeah, through Chirac. But I was able to get on through Empire through that casting agent. So that's pretty much how everything started.
That's pretty funny, but that's a good way to get in because somebody gave you the contact and be like, hey, Mary Jo gave me this and told me to,
Exactly.
That's like a walk in the door right there.
Exactly.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So then when you guys started then, how in between the time that you guys started your acting to Empire, like how quickly was that to work? Because Empire started back in, because I watched it from the get-go. So that went 7 seasons, 8 seasons?
6.
6?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was back in 2014? 13, I think, was that started?
15,
something like
I believe. Well, 15
was the first time
we got on. Yeah,
it was 15.
Was 15?
But Empire was on before that. It was
maybe like a year.
Maybe a year or two.
Okay.
Probably before that.
And what were you, as part of the show, what did you end up doing for the show?
So I think my first role was, it was pretty huge, honestly. Not huge, but for me, it was huge. I was playing Chris Rock's bodyguard when he was in a prison scene on the show.
Okay.
So I got pretty much like a feature. I had a feature role on there. So that was pretty nice for me because I was kind of bummed out when him and my cousin got on to Chirac and they didn't choose me. I was like, damn, what the hell? Then I think maybe like a week or two later, I got called for Empire. So everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, absolutely. So how do they keep deciding on whether they're going to keep you on, or is it just like, going in, this is going to be just a short, you're in one episode and you're done? Or do they tell you like, no, we may keep you on longer, or how does that work?
So for the background roles, they usually don't tell you how many days they need you. Once you get booked, they might say like, hey guys, this is a role for so amount of days, but most of the time they don't let you know. They'll just tell you at the end of the day that, we need you tomorrow, so come back tomorrow.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
you
background
can't plan a
work.
life around.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
Sometimes they do, like tell you like how many
days.
days.
Sometimes
like,
they do. Yeah.
Sometimes they tell you
but
if
it's
it's gonna be a
subject to
3-day
change. Though.
shoot or something like that. Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
your mom liked the idea that you guys were kind of getting into the acting scene, or she just was happy that you guys were doing something?
No, she was
like
happy.
most parents.
right, yeah. Yeah, she knew we were into fitness too. We were doing
Yeah.
a lot of fitness stunts and activities once we finished school because, we came from a athletic background. So
Right.
we just continued that after school.
And not to hit a bad spot, but there is a bad spot that somebody joined the gang and got into a little bit of trouble back in the day when we were younger.
I wouldn't say join a gang, but
Kind of got into
people
the
was in
wrong
them
crowd.
People
Got
was
in
in
with
the
the wrong
streets. Folks was in the streets, yeah.
Hanging out with friends,
Yeah.
the wrong friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It happens. I mean, that's why I was kind of like, well, if you were in Nigeria, how did you get up and get
Right,
in trouble?
yeah.
And everything? Like, what are
Right.
you doing? I was like, because
Yeah.
I know your parents are strict. I'm like, how did you end up like weighing off over there?
yeah.
So it was just hanging out, friends, and then those friends were just in the wrong spot. Trust me, I grew up in Logan Square in Chicago my whole life, so it can happen quick.
Yeah.
And they sucker you in, and then it's like, okay, I'm gonna hang out with these guys, and now all of a sudden it's like, all right, I'm cool with these people, and
Right.
then
It was just
shit goes sideways.
Yeah, it was actually just kids in the neighborhood that lived in the neighborhood that I was just cool with. There's this gang called the Latin Eagles that pretty much were the gang of our neighborhood. So we knew them and we were cool with them. So something popped off with them, and I was trying to be the mediator and got in the middle of some shit that I shouldn't have even been there for, and got dragged into it. So
Yep. And while he was doing that, I was at a tennis match playing tennis for Lakeview High School.
Really?
So, yeah. So I heard about it once the tennis match was done.
Right.
Yeah, he told me about it. So
did they arrest you?
not immediately though.
Not immediately, no.
Okay.
Once the I don't know how information even got back to me. I think one of the Latin Eagles had told and said I was involved, so that's how it got back to me. But it was a couple of days later where we figured out the police was looking for me, and
Yeah.
I got my lawyer and turned myself
Better
in.
to turn yourself in than they come get you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the case was settled out.
Yeah, I ended up settling out for probation. It was kind of a blessing because there was two judges. The first judge had gotten sick, but the first judge wanted me to get jail time. Wanted me to have jail time for the whole situation. But something happened to that judge. They got sick or something, and they changed the judge. And the next judge came in and was like, "Okay, you're in college and all that. I'll give you probation." So I had like 2 years probation, and that was over 10 years ago. So
God was looking out for you, though.
oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah,
most definitely was.
I don't believe in coincidences. that happened for a reason.
Most
100%.
definitely.
So you switched your life around immediately right after that.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
I mean, we were never bad children.
Right.
Right.
So
right.
it wasn't like he was.
And I would say, because right before it happened, right around the time it happened, I just graduated from Truman College with an associate's degree.
Okay.
And both of us were going off to Quincy University to finish our 4-year degrees. So it was literally the summer of right before we were going off to Quincy. So
2011.
Yeah. So I would have to come back and forth from Quincy to go to court and stuff up in Skokie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like college as well really took us away from this whole Chicago scene and, transformed our whole persona and style.
See how quick things change, though?
Yeah.
Just depending on who you hang out with.
Yeah.
It's just, you are who you hang, the environment you hang out with.
That's
100%. It changes.
Yes.
This is where it kind of like, when I see like a lot of these kids down on the south side and they're just like, oh, there's no way out for us. Well, it depends on who you're hanging out with.
That's
No,
true.
It's who you pick as your
completely-
friends
Yeah.
is going to help decide what you're going to become.
Exactly.
And that's just what I believe. I mean,
It's the truth.
It's absolutely the truth. I think it's difficult for them as well because some of them want to be cool, want to be hang out with the people that are cool, that have the
Right.
nice things, or
That seem to be cool.
Yeah, that get the girls and
The
whatnot,
especially
you know,
that.
Well, the girls and the money, and then they see
And
the
the
cars,
money, right,
whoever,
yeah,
he's 17, he's driving, look what he's driving. Why can't I get that? I know, and that's
yes.
it's such a bad scene. Yeah, and when you're growing up in that area, then it's hard to. And I know just growing up when I was Logan Square was a gang on every street, and I went to Catholic grade school in Logan Boulevard, and during the entire summer, I would normally get chased by a different gang because we literally had the Spanish lords, the Latin kings, the gay lords, the Latin lovers, the Spanish cobras. They like one block from from Mozart. They actually even beyond Mozart, going from Kedzie down Logan Boulevard all the way to Western.
What?
And I lived on California and Logan Boulevard. That's where we grew up.
Yeah.
And I can't even tell you how many times I got chased home from somebody different, some gang different.
That's crazy.
Running home.
Running.
And going back to the environment, because I grew up where I was a single mom. My mom was single, but she was never home because she was working 3 jobs.
Yeah.
My mom refused to collect welfare. She refused to get on any kind of subsidies for government welfare or anything like that. So she worked 3 jobs. So a lot of times I was with my grandparents that lived literally across the street. Going back to it takes a village to raise a family.
Yeah.
And I grew up a lot of times at my grandparents, but the last thing I ever wanted to do was to disappoint my mom. My mom was all 5'2", 110 pounds. And I was scared of my mom.
I bet.
And she beat the shit out of me. She had a closet, and my mom always dressed to the nines. Like wherever she went, she never stepped out without having makeup on, her hair done, and dressed nice.
Yeah.
But she had a closet full of belts. And I know people are like, "Oh, that's child abuse." Hey, you know what?
It worked for me.
It worked for me. I came out decent. I'm not gonna say I'm great, but I came out decent.
Yeah.
But there were times where I was gonna get my ass whipped, and she would just be like, "You know what? You get to pick the belt."
Dang.
She'd open the closet up, and I'm like, "Oh, look, there's the leather one, there's the plastic one, there's the." I'm like, "Here you go, take that."
Dang.
Yeah. But that was a fear that I had, but it was more out of respect.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I did not want to disappoint my mom. Hence why I never joined a gang. I easily could have done it like that, just hanging out with the wrong people. And I could have easily gotten into all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like that. But I just didn't because I just didn't want to disappoint my mom.
Wow. Did you have siblings?
I had my older sister, but she was never around. She's 5 years older than I am.
Oh, yeah.
So there's that big difference of age, And so, it was just a different time, but again, I guess it's more of respect of the family, respect for your parents, kind of thing, and the environment and who you decide you're going to hang out with. All that plays a huge factor. I get that, not to go on my soapbox. Sorry.
You're fine.
It is just, it's just hard. Again, going back to you, luckily you were able to change your environment.
Right.
And you got out of that.
Right. A lot of people don't get that lucky, though.
That's true. But again, you kind of make your own luck sometimes. Nothing's perfect.
Yeah, nothing is. Yeah,
nothing's perfect, and nothing's ever given to anybody. I mean, for some, but I mean, not most.
Yeah,
you got to work for what you get. I mean, look at you guys.
Yeah,
you're working for what you're getting.
Yeah, that's true.
So all right. So now you guys are you're an Empire, and then how did you guys get hooked up with? We're gonna talk about this idiot, Jussie Smollett. How did you guys? I know he was on the set, but how did you guys start working out with him or get intertwined with him, and how did all that come about?
Yeah, so I was the one that met Jussie first, and it wasn't through Empire. It was through a mutual friend that knew Jussie. He invited me to his house one day, and it was random. He did my friend know I worked on Empire? Maybe. He knew I acted, but he was like, yeah, come over to his house. So we went over there. They were chilling. Jussie had a few other friends there. They were smoking, watching TV, just chilling. So then from there, we got cool. And then I've been to his house multiple times. And then we started going out, like partying. And he was cool. And then eventually he got me a role on Empire, a stand-in role. So stand-in is somebody that is there in place of the number one actor to set up the lighting and to do the blocking and whatnot. So he got me a role doing that, and I was very grateful for that. And so that's pretty much how we met.
Is that kind of like, so that part, is that kind of like something that just to get you on the set to maybe get noticed more? Or is it something that where it's like a union job where like they're paying you decent?
They're paying you better than background.
Okay.
They treat you more like the actor, like you eat with the actors, and
Oh, okay.
yeah. So
This
it's
is all new
better.
for me.
It's,
So this is
it's a
kind of
step
interesting.
above
Background, yeah,
work.
yeah.
Okay.
But you're not seen though. You're not seen
Right.
on the show because you're only there in place of the actor. So you're not. You don't get no cameo, no
Okay.
screen time.
No screen time, right?
Okay. So how long did your, I'm going to assume a friendship
Mm-hmm.
or,
I think it started in 2017, and the hoax happened in 2019, right? Yeah, beginning of 2019. So about 2.5 years. Around that, we were cool.
I mean, did you guys hang out a lot together and like
Yeah.
go and
Yeah.
have dinners and that kind of like buddies? I mean, go and have a
Right.
cocktail. Hey, meet me at a bar. I'm going to have a drink.
Yeah, we
Kind of thing. So you
definitely
guys were
did
friends?
that. Yeah, we were friends. We were cool.
Okay. Both of you guys were, or just more you?
More
in the
me,
beginning?
but
Yeah.
he did meet up with us a few times.
Yeah.
Like go out to the club. You went to his house too, right?
Yeah, I've
he
been to his place.
Went to his house.
Okay.
Yeah, so
So then how did like this, so we're going to fast forward.
mhm.
How did like this whole thing come about? I mean, I don't understand like what his thought process was to even conjure up this fucking thing that he did. Like I like walk me through like if you even have an idea as to like why he thought about all this stuff and why it became what it did.
So let me paint a picture. He was a very he had a lot to say about President Trump at the time. He didn't like him. He didn't like conservatives. He was super liberal, and he voiced his opinion a lot on social media. He wanted to be an activist. So
Did he talk with you about it a lot?
he talked. He would just be on the phone and just be saying
Okay.
crazy shit.
I mean, 'cause
about-
I'm assuming
yeah.
both of you are conservative,
Yeah.
or at
So-
least middle of the road.
So me, I'm a free thinker. Whatever makes sense to me.
Okay.
I don't necessarily lean this way or that way. Well, I'll say I do lean a little more conservative, but I'm a free thinker.
More common sense.
Yeah,
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And common sense seems like it's leaning a certain way right now, but yeah. But so Jussie would be talking bad about Trump all the time. So I believe his goal and why he wanted to do this whole hoax was to be the poster boy for black activism, for gay rights. And we think that he might have been influenced by some political personnel, some political figures to actually do this whole hoax.
But that takes a lot. I mean, it's a lot of energy.
It is.
I mean, and it takes some. I'm not even going to say balls because it was just plain stupid. It was just plain
Yeah,
stupid.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
we'll get into it, but his career has like just gone down the toilet because of all it.
Yeah.
So I mean, as much as being an activist, there's a way to do it, a right way to do it.
the right way to do it, yeah.
And you can voice your opinion and walk the marches and do all that kind of stuff and show that you're about whatever.
Which
but to do what he did,
He did do. His mother was a Black Panther as well. I think I don't know if it was the pressure. I don't know what it was. But looking back at it, I think that he wanted his people to react to his situation, him getting fake beat up, like how people reacted to George Floyd. Like he wanted that type of event where
Right.
people were rioting. I believe so.
Right.
do you think part of it too, and I was thinking about this before, because when Empire was almost towards the end of the season, when that 2019 thing happened, it was almost over. A part of me was kind of thinking that he wanted to kind of get this big splash because his career was about to stop. The show was about to be over shortly.
I don't think so.
You don't think it had anything to do with
it had
anything? It was all
anything
about
to do
to
with
do-
that.
I don't think it
Yeah,
had
it had nothing
anything to do
with
with
that.
the show
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
I really don't. I may be
Well,
wrong.
maybe
but
not necessarily because of the show, but because of he was trying to keep his name out there because the show was ending. So in his mind is like, I need to keep face forward and in front of everybody's mind. And then the political activism and all this stuff kind of came out, and then it just like, okay, I'm going to do something that's going to, like you said, pop off
Pop off, yeah.
and make me a name like Floyd.
Right. No, so that makes sense because he did mention while he was telling me about the hoax, he did say that he not him, but Kim Kardashian, the whole Paris thing where she got robbed and attacked, he said that was fake. He said that this is what Hollywood people do. They do fake publicity stunts
to get their stuff out
you know,
there.
to get their name out there. Yeah, so that's what he used. So I was like, okay, damn, this is Hollywood. You know,
But
this
it
is
seems like
Hollywood.
the Kim Kardashian stuff was real though.
Yeah, but that's what he said though. I mean,
Like, I
don't-
remember
Yeah,
I remember him saying that, but
yeah, that's what he said. But they're saying that the Kim Kardashian thing was real though, because I think some people went to prison for it and whatnot.
right.
So
You guys could have went to prison.
right, yeah, exactly,
mean,
exactly.
So-
yeah, yeah.
So how did he approach you guys? Like I'm assuming you probably came to first and said,
Yeah.
hey, how did that, like, did the conversation slowly come up? Or was it like, hey, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I want you to do. And I'm going to give you X amount of dollars and this is how it's going to happen.
Yeah, that's exactly how it happened.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was at the gym, and then he texted me, hey, I need to talk to you on the low. Can you come over to CineSpace? CineSpace is the place where they film all the Chicago shows, most of the Chicago shows. So I went there, and then he was driving me home. It was a blizzard. It was snowing badly out there. He just said, hey, I want you. Well, first, he prefaced it with saying how they sent him a letter that had black faggot nigger with him hanging and a gun pointed at him. They sent him that. So he was complaining on how the studio Fox was not taking it seriously. So he was like, I want you to beat me up. So he just came out and said that. I want you to fake beat me up. And then he went into the details a little bit, and then he asked me, we need another person. Do you think your brother would do it? And I was like, hell yeah, he'll do it. Yeah,
Of course he will.
Of course he would,
Right.
Yeah. But the thing, like I said, he mentioned the Kim Kardashian thing. So at first I'm like, this dude crazy as hell, But when he's saying that this is what Hollywood does, publicity stunts, and I've heard of publicity stunts, so I'm thinking like, okay, this is just how they get down. This is the things they do.
Did we find out, was the letter true or did he do it himself?
Nobody.
We still don't know. Nobody knows.
Yeah.
Nobody found out for sure.
Nobody knew.
So he could have done that all by himself and
He
just
could've.
like, hey, this is what
Yeah.
they're doing. And
Yeah,
this
but
is
we
what,
can't say he did it because he didn't tell
'Cause he
me.
didn't- right.
Yeah, that he did it.
Right.
So I can't say he did it.
Because
yeah.
I haven't. That's the reason I was asking if you guys even heard now to this day.
Oh,
Like,
no.
did they say that this was like a true letter or true something that was sent to him, or did he just do it up himself?
Right. The FBI
The
is still
police
looking
definitely
into
was
it.
saying that he
He did it
that
himself.
he did it himself.
Yeah,
That's what
they
the
said
police
it,
were saying.
but they don't have no proof
The
that
proof
he
to
did
show
it.
that he
yeah,
did.
They
Okay.
just,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So then, from the time that he decided, okay, and you said, yeah, my brother will go ahead and do it with me.
Mm-hmm.
How much time went on to where you guys actually like, okay, how are we going to plot this out, and how do you really want this to go down and win, and
It was
you know,
really
Like
couple-
2 days.
two-
Yeah,
two
it
days,
happened
yeah.
like that because
Oh,
he
shit.
was. Well, the reason is because we were traveling to Nigeria February 4th. We had our plane ticket since October
And he wanted it to be done before we left.
before we left, so it had to be done immediately. And
So, okay, hold on. I'm sorry. The
Yeah.
dates are going to mess me up because the election was in 2020 for the new election with Biden, and this happened in 2019.
right.
How much of a time frame difference was there between this happening and then the actual election? It was like 7 or 8 months, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
Okay.
the election was in 2019, right?
Yeah.
November 2019.
Yeah,
right?
November 2019.
Yeah, so it was January that
January,
the
okay.
event
What
happened.
happened, right?
Yeah, and he wanted it done. It had to be done before we went to Nigeria. So, common misconception is people.
Why was the date like such a big deal? Because he could have waited until you guys got back. How long were you guys gone to Nigeria?
2 weeks?
2 weeks.
So
You
what
know-
was so
What was-
significant with the date?
Well,
Or what do you guys think the significance was with the date and why it had to be done?
I believe weren't they bringing back up the anti-lynching bill?
Was coming out. What the vote for it was supposed to happen? I believe the 12th. Was it the 12th of February? or something like that.
So that's why we think there might have been political figures that encouraged him or asked him to do it, or maybe he wanted to do it for them. We don't know.
Okay.
But there were key substances that he had. He wanted the red MAGA hat. He wanted a noose, and the anti-lynching bill is about lynching nooses. You know?
Yeah.
Right.
So that was happening, I think, February 12th, around then. So he wanted it, and we wouldn't have been back until the 13th,
Until
14th.
afterwards, yeah.
So we're thinking that had something to do with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that would make sense as to why he was in
Because
such
why-
a hurry. 'Cause
why-
yeah, that's
why-
why I
what
was like,
was
what's
the-
so
what
significant
was
about
the
the day
hur-
that he had to have it? Because if you guys were only
Exactly.
gone for 2 weeks,
Yeah.
I could see if you were gone for 3 or 4 months.
Months, right?
I'd be like,
yeah.
all right, whatever fanfare there might have been, it might be gone by then.
Yeah,
That's why I was just like, what's the date? It had to
Yeah.
have been significant for some reason. That makes sense then. He was trying to make a big splash prior to this bill, which you may be right then. Somebody political behind him
Yeah.
was saying, hey, if you can pull this
We
off,
need this for this bill to get passed.
yeah,
Yeah.
then that would be perfect.
Yep.
If they found out that it to be true and it actually supposedly would have been true and they didn't find who did it possibly
did it,
or whatever,
yeah,
and it was like
exactly.
it happened. You know?
Exactly, and they did. So as soon as it happened, you had political figures like Senator Booker at the time,
Everybody.
Senator Kamala Harris at the time, saying that this is lynching something.
Right.
Yeah, I forgot the exact words, but
Yeah.
Right.
they mentioned lynching. That this is what they say, modern day lynching.
Yeah, modern day lynching.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and this is why this bill has to be passed. They say so.
Yeah.
And they were,
I mean, crazier things have happened, but that's crazy,
Right.
I mean, that's like the most recent crazy,
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you guys went and decided, okay, we're going to do this, and you guys are talking amongst yourself, like, okay, we're going to do this, and this is going to be the time we're going to do it. I mean, obviously, you didn't really beat him up. I mean, because otherwise he did get. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Right.
So it's like, how did he decide? Like, so you guys are in the sidewalk, and you walk up to him, and you're dressed in your garb that he wanted you to wear. How did the first hit, or like, how do I? Because you're in the middle of the street. It's not like you're hiding in somebody's closet and like, okay, and then we'll walk out.
Right.
You did it in the street, right?
Yeah. Yeah. We
Yeah.
did.
So how did that like transpire to where like, okay, hit me in the face with your right hand, or hit me here, or how did it happen? I don't want to say what exactly.
We're all actors. It was choreographed. Everything was choreographed. The only thing real was the noogie he gave him to bruise his face up a
to
little
bruise his
bit.
face.
That's the only thing that was real. Apart from that, everything was just acting.
Because he had to show that there was some kind of bruising.
There's
on his
some
face,
type
that
of
you did
bruising,
something.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it was a fake punch. So first I accosted him. We both accosted him. We said, "Hey, aren't you that Empire faggot nigger?" And he said, "What did you say to me?" I said, "You heard us, blah blah blah." And then we like ran up to him, or we were walking very fast, and then I threw the first punch, but it was fake. It like went across his face or whatever.
Yeah.
And then we started tussling, and then I threw him to the floor, and then we started kicking him. Well, I gave him, like, literally did this, and like was giving him a noogie while my brother was like fake kicking him and whatnot.
Yeah.
So then we saw a car's headlight, and that freaked me out. I was like, oh shit,
we
what's
saw
going
a car
on?
coming in.
I
I
ran.
literally threw the rope on his face. I was supposed to put it around his neck, but
You just
when
threw
I
it at
saw
him.
when I saw that car, I hurried up and just threw it in. We both ran off.
So when you guys scoped out, or did he scope out cameras? Were there cameras in the area that could have videotaped everything? Did he scope all that out, or did you guys already know that there possibly were cameras that was going to be able to see all of this?
So we did a dry run the day before. It was the day before, right?
I believe it was the day before or 2 days
Or
before.
2 days before. We did a dry run where he took us to the area where everything was supposed to happen. He showed us the camera that was supposed to capture the whole incident that he was going to put on social media. And the funny thing is that camera was facing a whole
Different direction.
opposite direction. So it wasn't caught on, as we all know, it wasn't caught the actual scene fight wasn't caught on camera.
Yeah.
Because of that. But yeah, he thought.
How did he not notice that from the get-go if you guys did a dry run? Or was it facing in one direction and
It's
the next
one of
day was up?
those. It's one of those circle cameras, so you don't know which.
Oh, so you don't know which way the camera's
way
exiting.
it's face. You don't know which
okay.
way it's facing. Yeah.
Okay.
It's one of those types. So yeah, he screwed that up.
Big time. Big time. So now he takes off. And this is where I laugh at like what he says is that he literally walked around with the noose around his neck the whole time.
That he put on himself.
I mean, would you not? I mean, anybody who's going to have a rope around their neck, they're not going to leave it on.
No.
To be like, why? I mean, to take it, sure. But why would you want to carry that around your neck like a
Prize.
or a prize of some kind? That's where I was just like, when I heard that, you know, in the court and all the other stuff, I'm like, mind you, I was a cop for 10 years, but anybody with common sense could be like, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck would want to keep a rope around their neck the whole time, call the cops, and then wait for the cops to show up, and then still have the noose around your neck?
So I just wanted you to see it.
Around like this is how they did it. This is where they put it.
Like, you could have told us that. It's not like we wouldn't believe you.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
We got the rope. It's right here. I mean, that's where, for me, listening to like just the beginning of the whole thing, when I heard that one part that he left the noose around his neck the whole time, I'm like, he's full of shit. I was like, he's full of shit.
He made this
immediately.
shit up.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know like what the beginning of it, but for me, the whole thing, I'm like, that's bullshit. Mm-hmm. 100%
Anybody
bullshit.
with common sense.
Yeah, I was like, sooner or later we're gonna hear the shit's gonna unravel. It's gonna completely unravel as soon as I heard that.
Wow.
I was like, that's fucking bullshit. All right, so now he calls the cops. Right, he goes back home. You guys take off. Mm-hmm. I missed. How did they catch you guys? I didn't catch like listening to the news and all that kind of stuff. How did they figure out you guys? Because he said the guys were white, wearing MAGA hats, right?
He did. So they caught us through Uber records. So they saw that we Ubered from our house to somewhere in Piper's Alley, and then we got out and then took a cab to the general area of the fake attack. So then they went backwards. They used the cameras to capture. Yeah,
they did some work.
Oh yeah.
Right on, Chicago PD. I didn't catch all that. I didn't realize that they did. That's how
Chicago PD. If they want to catch somebody, they're gonna catch them.
Yeah, because they got these cameras.
Yeah, these cameras out here.
They used street cameras. They used people's ring cameras from their houses and all that to trace the steps. So
I don't know how anybody gets away with crime.
Yeah, I don't.
I really don't.
Me knowing how they did that, I wouldn't commit any crime. I'm good. I don't.
I mean, for them to even go Uber to the cab.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like you took an Uber right to the spot.
Right.
And like,
no. We didn't. Yeah, we didn't. Yeah. So that was
So they backtrack, and then how did they figure out? Obviously, your names are on the Uber and on the because you use a credit card.
Right.
Uber. So when they contacted you, how did they come about?
Contact us.
When they arrested you.
Yeah, they didn't contact us.
As soon as we got off the plane at O'Hare. So what was weird was when we got off the plane, something happened that we've never seen before where TSA agents were custom agents. Sorry, custom agents.
You guys were coming back from Nigeria.
Yeah, custom agents were checking people's passports as they got off the plane. And my brother and I, we weren't sitting in the same place, so we got off the plane at different times.
Okay.
So when the custom agent checked my passport, he took me to the side and to get my bag and took it to the table to go through my bag. And after that, he let me go. So I thought I was cool. I was just walking. 2 seconds later, Chicago PD walks up on me. Come with us, sir. And everything else happens after that. They asked me if I wanted to talk. I told them, no, I don't want to talk. And that was pretty much the end of that. They took me to 51st and Wentworth. And I stayed in there for a couple of days until my lawyer came.
Did they tell you why? I mean, obviously,
no, they
didn't say anything to either of you guys,
nothing.
And they kept you separate, obviously.
Yeah.
But they didn't say, "Hey, this is why we're catching you. This is why we're bringing you in." Or,
nope.
Wait, really?
Nothing.
So but did you guys have a clue as to maybe why it was?
A little bit. A little bit. I was waiting to hear it though. I wanted to hear it first before I thought of anything. But yeah, that's
You kind of thought maybe
Yeah,
that's where this is all coming from.
Yeah, we did. Also, I thought, well, I didn't know where he was. I didn't know if they had taken him because we weren't together
Okay.
on the plane.
Right.
So that was a little nerve wracking too, because I don't know if they got him. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that because they separated you guys immediately. I guarantee.
immediately. I didn't see him
Because they don't want you guys talking, no eye contact, like don't say nothing, don't talk. They're trying to get somebody to talk.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we watch too much TV to know. You don't say nothing to the police.
So you guys were both incarcerated for holding. I shouldn't say incarcerated.
Yeah.
You guys were in holding for what,
Right.
2 days, 48 hours, 72 hours?
They say 47 hours. That's how long we're in there. For 47. And they say they're only legally able to hold us for 48. So
Without charging you.
Yeah, without charging. So I don't know what would have happened if we stayed the whole 48. Honestly, I don't know. But our lawyer told us what was going on with the whole case and everything.
So your lawyers are the ones who finally told you, like, this is what the deal is.
Yeah.
The police still had not told you, like, what was going on.
No.
Okay. So now your lawyers know. They tell you, you guys know now. When did you guys decide, okay, we got to tell the cops that, hey, this was all bullshit. This was like, he planned this shit. We didn't like really beat him up.
Yeah.
How did that come about? Or did the attorney say like, hey, we need you to talk and we'll be there with you, obviously. But we need you to tell your side of the story to the police and let them figure it out.
So my lawyer she snuck her phone in and showed me the interview of Jussie doing Robin Roberts. Is that her name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what is it? Chicago, whatever, the
Morning
morning show.
America.
Morning America. Yeah.
Yeah, and I realized that he was the one, because the plan was for him to put the whole thing on social media and everything.
Yeah.
And it was then that I found out that he's the one that actually called the cops and everything. So, and at that point, he still hadn't reached out to us to clear everything up and all of that. So I was like, yeah.
He was throwing you guys under the bus.
Yeah.
I mean, now that they heard you, I mean, you were,
Yeah, and
that interview was like, she was crying, if I remember correctly. Like, how could that happen to you? And he was just like, oh, yeah. They did that to me. I mean, his acting was good. I'll tell you that right now.
that it was. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and he inadvertently pointed us out because he said he has no doubt in his mind that those two figures, those black figures that we can't see their face, are my attackers. Little did he know that those two attackers or those two people, police had already identified as being my brother and I.
Right.
So that that's doubling down, like saying, yeah, that it's us.
Right.
So yeah, arrest them or sign a complaint against them. So that was, that was.
That's crazy. And it just gets crazier. So now you guys go back to the police department. How long did that conversation go on with them? I don't even want to call it interrogation. Well, it probably was an interrogation for the most part.
It wasn't that long.
No.
Yeah. It wasn't that long. How long was it?
Less than an hour, honestly.
Yeah, it wasn't that long.
We just
And you
told
just
them
laid
the
out-
story. Yeah, we told them the story. They knew it was bullshit from the get. They already knew it was
They had a
bullshit.
feeling.
Yeah.
Okay.
They had a good feeling. They just needed our corroboration. That was it. And once we gave it to them, they released us.
Okay. And then once you guys told your side of the story, did you hear from Jussie again? Ever? After that?
No. The only time he reached out to us was while we were incarcerated, but not incarcerated, in holding.
Yeah.
But we didn't have our phones. He had texted me that, hey, brother, I know you didn't do this, that I'm here for you 1,000%.
Still holding up the act like just in case they read it.
Yeah.
You're right.
He sees that, hey, I know you guys didn't do this, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep.
So how have you guys been treated now that the trial has been done? He was found guilty of basically lying and fined and all that stuff. How has everybody treated you since then?
People with
go ahead.
people with common sense love us. People that don't have common sense
In other words, stupid people.
Yeah.
They hate us.
Yeah.
They hate our guts, and we get a lot of hate from the very stupid people.
Social media and
Social
just
media, yeah.
people-
A
Saying,
lot of people dislike us for telling the truth.
Yeah,
For coming out and telling the truth. A lot of people dislike us for that.
yeah. They would have rather us continue with the lie, and it's crazy because I think the people that believe Jussie, or the people that believe the documentary, the Netflix
Which we'll
documentary.
get into that in a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll wait for that.
Yeah, we'll get into that in a
Okay.
minute. But
Yeah.
I want to know, like, so are you being attacked on social media, or are you
Oh,
like
yeah,
people
yeah,
recognize
most
you in the street and be like, you're the asshole, fucking.
Oh, no, never.
No,
Never
not-
that.
well, I wouldn't.
Usually, yeah.
Well, but see, but you know what? But
Not
this is
a-
the thing. You got the cowards behind the keyboard,
Yup.
and they don't show their face, and they can talk all the shit that they want,
All
and then it's
the
like,
shit,
then it's
yeah.
just like, all right, hey, I'm in Chicago. Come and meet me.
Exactly.
Come
no,
say it to my
seriously,
face.
for real. Yeah.
Come say it to my face.
They
Don't put it
wouldn't
behind a
do it.
keyboard and call me all his names.
They wouldn't do it. They wouldn't dare do it. It's funny. People are tough behind the keyboard.
Yeah, the keyboard mafia.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a
Twitter,
joke.
Twitter fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he sends you that text message. Everything is done, and then now for some reason we're 5 years removed, 6 years removed from the whole thing, basically almost, because the trial was over in end of 2019 and 2020, and now we're 5 years later, and then Netflix decides that they're gonna go ahead and rehash this whole fucking thing all over again, and it's like they wanted to try to spin it so people could make their own conclusion. I'm like, we fucking had a conclusion. It's called a judge and a jury.
Right.
That's the conclusion.
Yeah.
So you guys were interviewed again in the Netflix documentary.
Yes,
Yeah.
we were.
How did they treat you as far as what you guys knew going into it, of what you were basically like talking now, just telling the truth and saying what you were saying, I'm assuming, right?
Right. So we thought, well, how they told us it was going to be was they're going to get everyone's story from us, from Jussie, from the Chicago PD, from some lawyers. That it's going to be unbiased.
Right.
That it wasn't unbiased. I don't believe the documentary was unbiased at all.
No, it wasn't at all.
Yeah,
and I
it
didn't see
wasn't.
it, but I did AI, like, give me the synopsis.
Oh, yeah.
And even the synopsis on AI when I did it was just like, and it was like, okay, this is not unbiased, and we want
Unbiased.
everybody to make their own opinion.
No,
I'm like,
no.
they painted you guys like
Liars.
fucking liars.
Like liars. Yeah, that's what it seemed. Yeah, exactly. That's how we felt. But during the filming of it, they were nice. They were cool and whatnot. We thought that, okay, yeah, these people are nice, that they really rock with us, that they'll give us a fair share.
Right.
That's what we thought. But watching it, I'm like, wow. The way that you can make film say what you wanted to say,
Right.
even though you said
Make it
something
look a
else.
certain
Yeah,
way,
make
yeah.
it look a certain way. It's crazy.
It's how they
because
skew
that's
it,
what they
and the cut and edit
they
it.
cut it. Like they'll
Yeah.
tell you that, hey, we just want to collect sound, so you just there, waiting and whatnot, and they're talking about, yeah, these guys are liars, blah blah, and you looking there confused, in his face. I'm like, what the
Looking
hell?
guilty as shit.
Looking guilty. You feel me? Yeah, I'm like, oh, that's wild. The way they did that is wild. But now I know for future reference, anytime they say B-roll, I'm gonna be, doing something. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah,
I learned what B-roll is from these guys.
right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So there were parts in there where. So I was mentioning our book. I forgot the subtitle. The title is bigger than Jussie, and I was having trouble with the subtitle. The Disturbing Need for a Modern Day Lynching is the subtitle.
Okay.
So I was having trouble with it, and then we told them, okay, let's do it again, and not to use that, obviously.
Right,
And
right.
at the end of the film, they put that in there, like
Right,
me
the
messing
whole-
up.
like,
To make
And
you
then
look
they
like
did
you're
it
an
again.
idiot.
They did it
Yeah.
twice to make it
Yeah.
look like they don't even know the title of their book. Like they're liars. They're opportunists. Yeah, it was.
Wow.
It was.
That's-
Grimy.
that's
Grimy.
grimy.
It's grimy.
That's grimy.
Yeah,
And this, your
there
brother
you
and I were talking about it before you got here, is just like, why would Netflix drag this up again? It's already pretty much done and gone. I mean, other
Right.
than just the recent thing that I forgot what happened. An appeal happened or something. I forgot what it was, but I'm like, who cares?
Right.
Your
They
fucking
wanted to.
career is over.
Yeah.
And why is Netflix trying to bring him from the ground, from the ashes?
Right. Yeah.
His career, I mean, he's a nobody.
For whatever
But
reason,
what is it
they
that they,
wanted to.
yeah, I mean, why do you think Netflix would want to do that?
So I think I can't say exactly why they want to do this, but I think maybe Jussie has connections, because I'm pretty sure, or not, I'm pretty sure. I think that he had to do with producing it. He's not a producer. I don't think he had a producing credit, but I think I'm pretty sure he had to have watched it before it came out. We didn't get to watch it before it came out. We watched it with everybody else.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure, not pretty sure, I can't say that. I think that he probably watched it, before it came out. So he had more say on how it should look or how it should go. I think that happened.
Because I don't think he looks bad at all.
He doesn't look bad.
No, because they don't want him to look
They
bad.
don't-
That's
they
the
don't-
whole thing. They still want him to be
whole
like he's
thing.
saying his story. It was two white guys or whatever.
Yeah.
And because somebody else said that the two investigative reporters or whatever bullshit that they had go out and
Crazy.
interview other people
Yeah,
and shit.
yeah.
That they found some doorman who saw a white guy dressed in all black carrying a rope.
Yeah.
I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
At midnight, you're going to see some dude. Really? You're going to
Yeah.
remember that detail
Remember
like
that
that?
detail,
How come
yeah.
where was that detail like early on? Oh, nobody came and talked to us. Dude,
Yeah.
you saw the fucking thing
You
going
saw-
down on TV. Why didn't
Yeah.
you call the police and be like, hey, you know what? I did see this.
Right, right.
I saw this.
Exactly.
Well, to be fair, the
No,
security
let's not be
guard.
fair. No, just kidding.
Right. The security guard did get interviewed by the police, and he did tell the police, I believe, that he saw maybe some white on their face. That's. I
But
think
the thing
that's
is,
what
our
they said.
face was. He saw.
Covered up.
He saw our white eyeballs.
That's probably what he saw.
That's what he saw. Now I get it. He saw our eyeballs, and
And they were white, so
Okay,
that's the white that
okay.
he saw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because our
Yeah.
faces were completely covered.
Yeah.
You couldn't.
I mean,
tell,
it was cold
You
as
couldn't
hell.
tell.
We had
Yeah,
to
it was
cover our
freezing
face.
out.
You
Yeah,
couldn't tell
yeah.
who we were. The cab driver thought we were white because we were speaking with white Southern accents. So,
But we didn't speak when we were running past the security guard, so
Yeah.
he couldn't tell what we were.
he couldn't tell
Right, yeah.
because we ran past them so fast. Like,
Yeah.
there's no way you could tell what we were.
I wonder what how many people actually watch that bullshit.
It's number 4 or 5 on Netflix.
Is it really?
Yeah. A lot of people are watching it because a lot you guys are DMing us with hate.
Yeah.
Saying you
Yeah,
guys
really
are
getting a lot of
liars.
threats.
You guys are lying on a black man. You guys should be
You
ashamed
guys
of
framed,
yourself. ICE is gonna get you guys. They're coming to Chicago right now.
Wow.
You guys are gonna be deported. Don't worry, I'm gonna tell Trump you love him, right? Don't worry, he's gonna send you back. I'm like, damn, okay. I didn't know I was.
Give me a free
Wow.
trip.
I
Give me
know.
a free trip to Nigeria.
Right.
So basically, all that did was bring up more shit again. Because
Yeah.
it was already probably dying down. And then now it just like went, bloop,
So
elevated again.
So, my belief, and someone else had mentioned it, that I don't think the documentary was meant to prove his innocence. You can't prove the innocence of someone that's guilty.
Right.
I believe that it was meant to confuse people. That's why they made the documentary. Because a lot of people are saying that I'm confused. I don't know. They're saying it's a white person that they saw.
Right.
A woman that lived in the penthouse of that building, a white woman walking her dog, said
Said
that
she
she
saw
saw
a
a white
white person,
male
right.
with rope in his pants. So it confused people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly, I'm just trying to. I don't understand why Netflix would even bother.
Well, why
I mean,
not?
he's got to have somebody in his pocket.
Somebody
somewhere
in his pocket,
to
yeah.
do that because I mean
Yeah.
they spent a ton of money.
Yeah.
To do that, yeah, they've got it to blow.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you could do it on a lot of other things that are
Right,
more interesting than
right,
this fucking thing.
right.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it's already been found on a jury and judged. You're done. You're
Yeah.
guilty. End of story.
Exactly.
There is no more story.
Yeah.
The cops did their job. They proved it.
Yeah.
What more?
What more?
is
What
there
more?
going to be? You know, it's a dead horse.
It is. I think a disservice was done when his conviction was overturned because the court did not. They didn't make him
Required.
say. Yeah, they didn't make him say that he was guilty. They just said
they didn't require him to admit guilt.
yeah.
They
So
just let
all they did was overturn the conviction because of double jeopardy, which is true. He was let off by the first prosecutor, Kim Fox.
Kim Fox.
Yeah, exactly.
But she was shady as fuck to begin with. I
was,
don't care, Kim Fox. You're a piece of shit. I don't care. You're a crook. Point blank, simple. Allegedly.
Allegedly, right? Right? Yeah. So he got off through Kim Fox. So double jeopardy, which makes sense. But him not having to admit guilt, like even the second time around, he's not saying that, you see, that's why they overturned the conviction, because I'm innocent.
Yeah.
And you know, people
are running with it.
People that
are
don't
not.
know
They're reading headlines.
Yeah,
they're not reading the nitty gritty, like what actually happened.
Right.
So they're saying, you see, his conviction was overturned. So you guys were lying. You guys are liars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's, well, you know what? Then maybe that's why Netflix came out with it, because now it's like, oh, now he's innocent. Now we got to show, his side of the story, which is so stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, just let it die, because his career is done. I mean, I'd be shocked if I see him in something.
You see,
soon.
It might not be done. You know why? Hollywood is pretty liberal, and he was attacking President Trump, conservatives, Republicans.
Yeah.
So they might. I've heard. What was her name? I think her name is Amanda Seals. She's a broadcaster of some sort, or a talk show host. She was like, what he did, I think it was her that said it, but she was like, what he did was kind of noble. Yeah, you see. So if she thinks that, you don't think other people would think that? They'll think that too.
Yeah.
Oh, he was trying to get Trump out, so let's give him the benefit of the doubt. So,
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy out here.
Well, I guess we're just gonna have to see like what happens to his career moving forward. Obviously Hollywood forgives.
Yeah.
At some point, they just forget.
They forget.
It's just so funny how they happen to forget stuff, and then all of a sudden it's like, all right, this guy's been gone for 3 or 4 years. Now all of a sudden he's like in all these top roles, and he's the head lead actor again. And it's like, weren't you just a pedophile?
Right? Well, how did that? Yeah.
Weren't you?
It's happened
and
before.
Now you're back doing movies with kids again.
We get down. Yeah. Sick work.
And just crazy. It just, I mean, I know that's an extreme, but I don't know. It's extreme.
Extreme, right? For real.
Well, you know what? I appreciate you guys coming on. I hope you guys had fun. I had a blast. This was a great conversation. I really enjoyed it that we got into this whole thing. We'll see what happens. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what happens with Jussie down the road. And I hope nothing. I hope it just fucking dies off and just goes away, because he doesn't deserve anything. I mean, he's a piece of garbage for doing what he did. That's just completely asinine. I mean, it's beyond human dignity.
Yeah.
Below. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. And the messed up thing is not admitting guilt, or even like, how can we forgive you if you don't say that you're wrong?
Right.
So that's the problem that a lot of people are having with him.
Because he's got to stick to that story now. Because now if he backtracks on it, he'll definitely be done. He'll definitely be over. Over. There's no coming back from that. If he admits now, like, I did hoax it, and it was my fault. I did it. Whatever. Yeah, he would be done. He would be done. So, gentlemen, I appreciate you guys coming on.
Thank you.
I want to say a couple last words real quick. So, I had the opportunity to get on my friend Miles' podcast. He interviewed me down at Lakeshore just about a week ago or so. And at the end of the podcast, Miles asked me what my parting words would be on the podcast. And at the time, I went into this political vote, know your vote, make common sense. And I initially wanted to say something different, so I'm going to say it now. My opinion is, don't let your political opinions destroy your relationships and your family and your friends. Because when you need people around you, your political party is not going to be there for you. Only your friends and your family and the people that actually care about you will be. But if you allow politics to get in the way, it's going to destroy everything. That's going to destroy you. So don't let it do that. Keep your family and your friends close, and your relationships above board. Everybody's got their opinions. Politics aside, your political party is not going to be there for you to help you through the tough times and through the best times. That's all I got to say. Love you guys. Appreciate it. See you again soon.